keynote is going to be slightly different than the normal speech one. This time around, the keynote session will be conducted in a forum style. Hi, my name is Wanur Asniza binti Arshad, your host cum moderator for this morning. I also would like to extend a warm greeting to our Director of Politeknik Seberang Perai, the respectable Puan Hajar Rosliza binti Datuk Syari, our distinguished guest, Datuk Seri Dr. Michael Teo, Group Chief Executive and Managing Director of PKT Logistic Group Sdn Berhad, and Dr. Nurul Fadli bin Habidin, Senior Lecturer from Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris, our top management from Politeknik Seberang Perai, Technology Specialist, Dr. Zulhadi bin Zakaria, Deputy Director, Academic of Seberang Perai Politeknik, Mr. Suhaimi bin Samano, Deputy Director, Academic Support of Seberang Perai Politeknik, and Mr. Muhammad Najib bin Haji Talibin, Head of Research, Innovations and Commercial Unit, Seberang Perai Politeknik. Greeting also to our Honourable Technology Specialist Dr. Mat Baharudin bin Abdul Rahman as Head of Judging Panels from University Science Malaysia, and panels of juries, Head of Departments, Head of Units, lecturers, participants, and the rest of the audience. Before we proceed any further this morning, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Ustaz Muhammad Najwa bin Muhammad Hasbullah to recite the doa. Can you please welcome Ustaz Muhammad Najwa bin Muhammad Hasbullah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Al-Fatihah. A'udzubillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Hamdan yuafi ni'amahu wa yukafi'u mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalalika wajhikal karim wa azimi sultanik. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Sayyidina Muhammad salatan tunjina biha min jami'il ahwali wal afat wa taqdi lana biha jami'al hajat wa tutahhiruna biha min jami'is sayyi'at wa tarfa'una biha indaka a'lad darajat wa tuballighuna biha aqsal ghayati min jami'il khairati fil hayati wa ba'dal mamat wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami yang Maha Pemurah lagi Maha Penyayang, kami berhimpun pada hari ini berdoa memohon rahmat dan hidayah darimu. Semoga dengan rahmat itu Engkau berikan petunjuk kepada kami, Engkau perkukuhkan perpaduan kami, Engkau perbaiki urusan agama dan dunia kami. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami yang memiliki segala kekuasaan dan kemuliaan, kurniakanlah taufik dan hidayah-Mu kepada kami. Restuilah perancangan kami ini, bimbinglah kami dengan petunjuk-Mu yang berterusan. Kami bersyukur kehadrat-Mu ya Allah, di atas limpah kurnia, inayah dan riayah, taufik dan hidayah-Mu, kami dapat berhimpun pada hari yang mulia ini sempena Majlis Conference on TVET Research and Innovation on Logistics and Social Science 2023 at Politeknik Seberang Perai. Allahumma inna nas'aluka salamatan fid din wa afiyatan fil jasad wa ziyadatan fil ilmi wa barakatan fil rizq wa taubatan qabla al maut wa rahmatan indal maut wa maghfiratan ba'dal maut. Allahumma hawwin alaina fi sakaratil maut wan najata minan nar wal afwal indal hisab. Ya Allah, sesungguhnya kami memohon kepadamu keselamatan dalam beragama, kesihatan tubuh badan, limpahan ilmu, keberkatan pada rezeki kami, taubat sebelum datangnya maut, rahmat pada saat datangnya maut, dan keampunan setelah datangnya maut. Ya Allah, mudahkanlah kami dalam menghadapi sakaratul maut, berikanlah kami keselamatan dari api neraka dan keampunan pada saat dihisab. Rabbana la tu'akhizna in nasina aw akhtana. Rabbana wa la tahmil alaina إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا fansurna alal qaumil kafirin. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, janganlah Engkau hukum kami jika kami lupa atau kami tersalah. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, janganlah Engkau bebankan kami dengan bebanan yang berat sebagaimana Engkau bebankan kepada orang-orang sebelum kami. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, janganlah Engkau pikulkan kepada kami apa yang tak sanggup kami memikulnya. Maafkanlah kami, ampunilah kami, dan rahmatilah kami. Allahumma ja'al jam'ana hadha jam'an marhuma wa tafarruqna min ba'dihi tafarruqan ma'suma wa la taj'alillahumma fina wa la ma'ana wa la man yatba'una syaqiyyan wa la matrudan wa la mahruma. Allahumma ighfir lana dhunubana wa li ikhwanina alladhina sabaquna bil iman wa la taj'al fi qulubina ghillan lil ladzina amanu rabbana innaka ra'ufur rahim. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
Amin, Amin, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Ustad. May our conference this morning be blessed and run smoothly. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we shall start now our forum. Let's start off with an introduction. CTVETriLS, or Conference on TVET Research and Innovations on Logistics and Social Science, was initiated in year 2020, and today's conference will be the third conference is being held. The theme of the conference, Logistics and Supply Chain in the Era of Digitalization and its Sustainability, is aptly chosen as we hope the conference will provide an exceptional value for students, academics, and industry researchers. Ladies and gentlemen, in the spirits of research, I would like to share with you about a research conducted by Dr. David M. Cullen, an expert in human motivation from Harvard University. According to his study, which is conducted for 25 years, looking at why people succeed greatly in life. Well, at his research, he stated that 99% of a person's success is being determined by a reference group. So what is reference group? Reference group is actually the people whom you get associated with. The more you get acquainted with the group, the more you think and behave like them. So if you want to be successful and good in your life, start associating with successful people. Just like what we are doing today. Okay, we are very fortunate today because we are associating with one of the most successful people in port industry and academic world. Introducing the first, our panel of forum speaker today is Datuk Sri Dr. Michael Teo, the Group Chief Executive and Managing Director of PKT Logistics Group. Datuk Seri have crafted his successful journey ever since his study in UK. While studying, he has founded and run a tremendously successful business that exported luxury pre-owned vehicles. His philosophy of dream of it, talk about it, plan for it, work on it, and get it inspired him to take on the leading role to grow the company with visions of becoming the leading logistic player in providing customized, integrated, total logistic solutions in the Asian region. With his great success and immense contribution to the logistic industry, he was a professor at University Utara Malaysia. He was also selected as one of the top CEOs under the CEO faculty program by Department of Polytechnic and Community College Education and the Ministry of Education. Datuk Seri was conferred the Honorary Doctor of Philosophy in Logistic Management by University Utara Malaysia. Welcome, Datuk Seri. Next, let me introduce you the audience on one of the reputable from the academic world. Introducing Dr. Nurul Fadli bin Habidin. Dr. Nurul Fadli bin Habidin is a senior lecturer at the Management and Leadership Department, Faculty of Management and Economics, Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris, or mostly we know as UPSI. He has 16 years of experience in higher education, and he started his career as a Kanban executive at Perodua Manufacturing Sdn Bhd, where he was involved in defining, measuring, and controlling the Kanban engineering process for just-in-time requirement fulfillment. He holds a Bachelor of Business Administration, specializing in Operation Management, and a Master of Business Administration, also specialized under Operation Management from University Utara Malaysia. He earned his doctorate in engineering, majoring in Engineering Business Management from University Teknologi Malaysia, and completed his PhD in Financial Economics at Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris. Currently, he is an academic fellow at the Center for Islam Development Management Studies, or ISDEF, at University Science Malaysia. He is dedicated to research and has been recognized as a research fellow by Institute Koperasi Malaysia, IKMA, Institute Kajian Zakat and Wakaf Malaysia, IKAS, UITM, and the National Child Development Research Centre, NCDRC, Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris. He was also appointed as an adjunct professor at Sekolah Tinggi Ilmu Administrasi, STIA, Abdul Haris, Indonesia. In recognition of his work and achievements, he was elected as the Industry Fellow of PTELD-ZAMA, Indonesia, an adjunct lecturer at University College Sedaya International, or UCSI. Recognized as an authority in their field, Dr. Nurul Fadli has been invited as a keynote speaker to 13 events, and as a prolific author, he has authored 42 books on various topics. With expertise and in-depth knowledge in his field, he served on 74 editorial boards, contributing to the review and disseminations of scholarly research. Dr. Nurul Fadli has taken up the role of chairman at 56 international conferences, leading and organizing these prestigious events. His leadership and insight have elevated the quality and impact of this conference. His research areas focus on business engineering and performance improvement, particularly in the development of Lean Six Sigma and performance improvement system for the Malaysian automotive industry. He collaborates closely with industrial experts, especially from Proton and Perodua. He has also established the Kaizen School Team, KST, to encourage other lecturers and students to participate in research and innovation projects in the field of business engineering. With expertise in lean operation, quality management, industrial management, Islamic economics, and research methodology, he has led various lean projects, Lean Six Sigma, Kanban system, and balanced scorecard projects as the recent consultant project. His dedication to research has earned him 40 innovation awards, and he has published over 200 journal papers on industrial engineering and management topics. By then, welcome, Dr. Nurul Fadli. So now, the audience have known both our forum panels. Okay, now let's start the forum, yeah? So the theme of our conference, Logistic and Supply Chain in the Era of Digitalization and its Sustainability, is a topic that focuses on how the logistic and supply chain industry has been transformed by the increasing use of digital technologies and how sustainability considerations have become more critical in this context. Compared to the traditional method, previously we often used manual, time-consuming, and prone to errors. However, with the advent of digitalization, technologies such as the Internet of Things, IoT, big data analytics, artificial intelligence, AI, blockchain, and cloud computing have revolutionized the way logistics and supply chains are managed. Therefore, the first question that I would like to address to Datuk Seri is, Datuk, can you give us a brief on the scenario of digitalization in the context of logistics and supply chain, maybe in the warehouse or transport environment?
Hello. Hello. Yep. Okay, you had to be off, right? Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not sure whether everyone is in the logistics sector or not, because there are students there over there. Maybe they are taking notes, but the lecturers here are still very not sure what is going on in the logistics. Let me give a brief about logistics sector currently, because I am now championing the logistics productivity nexus under MPC. We are looking at a phenomena, because Malaysia has always been depending on manufacturing. FDI coming into Malaysia. And we are now running out of labor force. Therefore, we cannot accept too many FDIs. Just like what is happening in Batu Kawan now, there are so many FDI coming in, there are shortage of employees. So they have to import the employees coming in. So that is not good for the country. What is the phenomena that's happening now is looking like a shift of logistics business from Singapore to Malaysia. Singapore have reached a stage where cost of doing logistics become too high, yeah, and therefore a lot of their customers in Singapore are actually moving to Malaysia. So we are looking at logistics contribution for Malaysia at a GDP now is 3.8%. Malaysia is looking at that changes from 3.8% now until the year 2030. We are looking at a contribution of 6.5% of our GDP. So that means there's going to be a double growth, almost double growth in the logistics sector, equivalent to 90 billion ringgit. So when we did the calculation, revenue per logistician, contribution to GDP, one logistician, how much they contribute to our national GDP is about 80,000 ringgit per year, all right? But in Singapore, it's about 485,000 ringgit per year. They are 5 times more efficient than us, more productive than us. So therefore, we have a lot of catching up to do. Okay, we have a lot of catching up to do. So we can see that the reason why Singapore is so successful, because traditionally they've been a trading hub. They do import and export. They don't have natural resources like us. We have oil and gas, we have palm oil, we have tin mining those days, we have rubber as well, but Singapore had nothing. So they depend on trading. So because of trading, naturally you have imports and also you have our exports. So they become a shipping hub and logistics hub. But then the cost of the land now has more than 20 times higher than Malaysia, more than 20 times. We can still get a piece of land in Port Klang at 50 ringgit per square feet, but Singapore is 1,000 over ringgit per square feet. So there is no way they can sustain too long. Okay, so naturally, their customer looking for another place for them to host the logistics, they move to Port Klang, because Port Klang now have international reach all over the world, where they can direct call, we call it direct call. So with the 90 billion new revenue, hello? With the 90 billion new revenue, hello? Can you hear me? Yeah, it's a bit different. Suddenly the tone change. So, okay, 90 billion revenue. Singapore side is 485,000 per logistician. Malaysia is 80,000. If 80,000, 90 billion is a lot, 1 million over future logistician is needed in the industry. But then again, if we were to move up the value chain to compete with the Singapore side, let's say we reach 200 over 1,000 in the year 2030, our value chain increase. That means one logistician, instead of contributing 80,000, now they contribute 200 over thousand. So we need 400,000 new logisticians in the market. So that's why I am being offered a lot of collaboration with the public university and polytechnics as well. So, and being an industry player, we went around all the public institutions to tell them the importance of logistics education in Malaysia. So, because we need 400,000 new logisticians by the year 2030. That's why I just recently went to UMS as well and asked them to launch their logistics course as well, because Politeknik KK have a logistics and supply chain course, but no degree, no upside. So they had to come to Peninsula to study their degree. So that is talking about generally what is going on. That is why logistics is becoming very, very important subject in our government as well. Okay. So in terms of the digitalization of logistics business, I think you guys can see that very clearly during the pandemic. Before, I think nobody cares about logistics much. They do not know what's going on and whatnot until the pandemic happened. And during the pandemic, everybody start buying online. Correct or not? Everybody start buying online. So you are forced to use your handphone to start downloading the apps of the Grab Food, Food Panda, and all these apps. And you start becoming, hey, this is quite fun, we can actually shopping using your handphone. And this is not talking about shopping, it's talking about the delivery process. It's also another experience for all the Malaysian. You can see the driver is picking up what time, and then the driver is leaving, his motorcycle is turning in already, okay, it's coming already there, go downstairs, and then wait for the Grab guy is coming already, ding dong, then straight away you receive it. This is just in time. We have never experienced that before. Actually, that has elevated the standard of logistics and digitalization of logistics to another level already. Because to do that software, it actually costs tons of money. A lot of development costs involved in it and whatnot. I tell you honestly, until today, Grab had never made profit yet. Grab is so big in the world, but they never make a single cent of profit yet. So they are still losing money because of the development of the software, all right? So that digitalization set a very high standard in our logistics industry. We as a logistics player, okay, I give you example, that the difference between Grab Food, Food Panda, and me, I am not doing that kind of business. When you talk about logistics, that is not logistics only. That is food delivery business. But in terms of logistics business, we are doing for all the industry. So logistics is in every segment of the verticals of the industry. Oil and gas, they have oil and gas logistics. Automotive, they have automotive logistics. Food and beverage, that means F&B, then we have F&B logistics. FMCG also have a logistics. So in every segment of the industry, we need to have a logistics. That is why logistics is the best business to go in. Okay, no sunset, there's no sunset. Okay, or always in the increasing side. So over the years, we have been trying to compete with Singapore because Singapore is already very advanced. So why they are so strong, they are so advanced, is because they are now enjoying the transshipment hub of big cargoes coming to them. And then because they have the economics of scale, they can do digitalization. They can do automation as well. All right. So we understand the fact that in order for us to compete with the Singaporeans, we need to actually have the economics of scale, big volume. So when there is a big volume, means you cannot do things manually anymore. You need to digitalize almost everything. So my job here as a CEO of a logistics company is to make decision. My staff will call me and say, Dato, now we are doing, okay, have you all seen Family Mart? Well, family, we are doing the distribution for family. One by one, I will declare to you who are we doing for. Zeus Coffee, how is the interest? Who have tried Zeus Coffee? Who loves Zeus Coffee? This is our Malaysian champion. Can you imagine Zeus Coffee came in probably about 2 years or 3 years ago only, right? And today they are going to be the biggest coffee chain in Malaysia, bigger than Starbucks. You know, this is amazing. So how can they scale so fast? You know, they are one of the most apps-based coffee chain, app-based coffee chain. You can order the coffee through the apps, okay? So this is the kind of challenges we are facing. So for example, Family Mart, for us, we are doing distribution for Family Mart all over Malaysia. And then our truck have 3 temperature inside there. One is ambient, which is the normal temperature. One is cold, about 10 degree, and then one is minus 10 degrees Celsius. So we have minus 10, 5 degree, and also the normal temperature, 3 degree, 3 temperatures. But in order for us to monitor, to make sure that the trucks is okay. So imagine if they are not planned by the computer, we got this transport management system, all right? The computer actually prepare the route for us by telling us that for this truck, if we have so many outlets, they should drop these few routes, okay? And the routes, you should move from here to here first, then from here to here, and here and here, so that he can complete 8 routes in one day. Otherwise, if you don't know, you will do zigzag. Zigzag means like that, then like that, like that, like that. Then it costs more expensive for the company. And at the end, we have a challenges. They only can finish 5 trips per day. Then 3 trips had to wait until tomorrow. So can you imagine you go to Family Mart and there's no onigiri because PKT truck never arrived. Because they went through the wrong traffic, they went zigzag, and therefore they cannot arrive. So this is a problem as well. So digitalization is in everywhere in the logistics industry. For the warehousing side, we are all installed with RFID now. RFID, radio frequency identification. So we use the machine to detect where is the cargo, okay? So we scan, and then we don't use paper anymore. Last time people used to use paper to do tally in and out and all these things, right? But we don't have. Now we click to confirm that this is the location, take the product, one piece, and click again. So the stock will be minus automatically from the system already, all right? Now, the advancement of that move on to another level now, we call it pick to light. One click of the code of the whole good delivery note on the system, then all the things that I need to pick, the light will pop up. Then they only need to go to the light place, pick one item, click. Pick one item, click. So click off. So once the light is off, means you have collected all your products as well. So that is also happening in our system. Our data is a lot, plenty of data, keep on going on. Everyone is picking and whatnot. So this data now, instead of saving in our hardware, is now in the cloud already. So now in the cloud, so that we can actually retrieve it also. Last time, when the customer asked for stock report, we need to take long time for us to prepare the stock report for them. Okay, recently, I think that we secured one big giant automotive customer. You heard of that? They heard about the big T, Tesla. So PKT is doing for Tesla also now. So they require us to do that online. That means the stock count, they want to see it online on the spot. Yeah, so that require another type of system. So our client have very clear visual of their stock in our warehouse. Okay, so that is the kind of digitalization that we see in the business. So a lot of digitalization in the custom brokerage department. We used to have people declaring cargo item by item. Now we don't have. We have a computer, a robot processing, all right, automation. So the robot will process all our documents. They will do the declaration themselves. Used to be a human doing that, but now we don't need already. We just upload. then they will detect all the code number, all the details, and will do the declaration themselves. But there's no robot. Actually, it's like computer. It's like a computer system where they do the declaration themselves. So digitalization is happening everywhere. In the transport, we have our cold truck, because Family Mart say that, you know, Michael, some of our ice cream that means it become defrost already, then frost again. So there will be, they call it what lah, macam ice on the side lah. The quality no good. So I don't want that. I want to see your temperature. They want to see my temperature. They want us to solve it. So how do we solve this problem of the temperature drop during the delivery? Sometimes it's because of the truck driver. When he opened the door, he didn't close the door. So then the temperature drop, not drop lah, increase above that freezer frozen level. So then it become icy already. So not good quality. So now they can detect the temperature because we put in a sensor in the freezer, and the sensor will send information to the cloud through GPS, and then they will trigger us if the temperature drop below certain level. They will send an email to us. This truck's temperature has dropped below above this temperature. So therefore, we need to quickly call the driver. Hey, please check your temperature. Something wrong. Can you stop opening the door? Maybe open, you know. So you need to close the door and whatnot to make sure that we are assured of the quality of the product that we are delivering. So digitalization in terms of transport through the route, by the route system, by transport management system, telling us where is the best route to do the delivery, telling us about the temperature of the vehicle. The customer now demand to do what they can do, to see what they are seeing in the GrabFood and Food Panda. Last time we can actually cheat them lah. Actually, we are not sending the truck yet. We can say on the way. Now we cannot say on the way already, because they can see your truck. You say they want visual. They want just in time. They want to know you're already on the road already. We cannot bluff them anymore. So we have no chance. We need to increase our efficiency. We need to increase our visibility as well. So the digitalization has actually changed a lot. And we are not there yet, I would say. We are still improving ourselves in every segment of the businesses that we are in. We are keep on improving ourselves. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Dato'. A very insightful and interesting facts that we know from Dato' this morning. Yeah, we can see that digitization make the process much more easier and much more transparent, and also we can actually increase the confidence of our customer towards our product and services. Yeah. The next question I would like to address to Dr. Nurul Fadli. Okay, Doctor, touching on the same context here, in your opinion, do the higher learning institution have enough preparations teaching the students to embrace the digitalization in the industries?
Okay, Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera. Okay, this is my second time for the keynote speaker with the Datuk Sri, but a different person. Before this with the Syed Zainal Datuk Sri. This is my previous Transfer now. Okay. Previously, they actually my boss in Produa. Then they moved to Proton and moved to UPSI. So regarding on the logistics, on the perspective of higher education, is little bit regarding on the concept and digitalizations. The first challenge is when we talk about the supply chains, digitalizations, and about logistics. Basically, we are the lecturer right now. We have some challenge to make it our student understand about the logistic services or the service provider. Okay. In nature of the Japanese, for example, Japanese, there's become more and more practical and philosophy. Actually, Polytechnic do the same thing regarding on Lean. So I think the one of the higher education practice on the Lean. So when we talk about the Lean, the first institution is a Polytechnic. It's good actually. Okay. Then this part also become another challenge when we try to blend with the digitalizations. This is a basic one. I think that Dato' Sri also mentioned about the AI, augmented reality, virtual reality, blockchain, cloud, robots. Something like Poly maybe very close with the 3D printings. You see, something like that. Okay, but the issue is regarding, Dato' Sri already mentions about that. Actually, all my point already Dato' mentioned. It's something like, this is my previously experience, is something like about the processes. It's something part of the pressure and sensor actually. Okay, so this part also, the most important thing is regarding the concept first. Okay, for example, we have a lot of the students right now very engaged with the digitals. That what we try to start, some we call the calculation, for example, bill of material calculations, because you already applied the technologies. But we right now, we know that they happen with Singapore. So a lot of the costing about the land and costing about services. So we need some of the challenge to us to make it blend. This is some example to the Poly also for the university. So before this, we are actually good in the concept, really good. But somehow we move to digitals, we totally shift. But I tried right now, a little bit, because in one's good is digitalization is how that real-time data can to make it quick identification error or defects. Okay, you have the very good digitals, but we don't clear the concept of the logistic and supply chain, how you make it quick identification of this time. Okay, I give another example regarding on the real-time data and historical view. I think that Dato' Sri maybe quite agree. Because before this, we actually preventive maintenance, for example. Right now, we did actually predictive maintenance. We call that in terms of academic. So saya pun tak boleh tipu isteri saya lah pergi mana apa semua kan. Because everything's. Okay, for example, side of, let's say Dato' Sri regarding on the management side, we call that KPI visualization. Somehow we call it later is dashboard management. Before ni kan tampal kertas, tampal everything here, KPI. Now you can monitor, use your handphones. You can know that in regarding on your workers, you know that which regarding on your students. Tak pergi kelas kan, kita boleh tahu ada pergi mana. Kan? So that's why we need to blend. This is we call that suggestion right now for the higher education. So we hope so that we actually good in terms of the concept, but we need to blend on the part of digitalization. Percayalah, 5 tahun lagi nama digital dah hilang, nama lain pula. So that we need to totally change. Oh, we need to continuous learning. So that's why we have the new lecturer here. Kita ada yang senior lecturer kan. So actually we should be very good in terms of the personal knowledge and experience, and then we need to continue of the continuous learning. Dia formula dia simple je, input, process, output. So actually the digitalization is about the process. It's about the process. Okay, this is some that, because I'm also advisor for the Politeknik Seberang and also the advisor academic in the college community, college vocational. So that's why I can see that regarding on the process again, daripada college vocationals and Polytechnic and sounds at university. That Datuk mentioned that UPSI should be the automotive hub in our higher education institution. So actually, UPSI, we don't have the expert. But the most important thing, we create the hub. We create the hub. So which is our key player? Polytechnic. Polytechnic, what we call that, PUSAT, is our expert is from Polytechnic. UPSI, we don't have the tools. Nak pakai alat tu, pergi bisik dengan Polytechnic dah, pinjam set boleh. Okay, but we create the hub. Once you have the hub, Because this Tanjung Malim, right now, you know that Proton, regarding on the supply chain of the vendor, right now, Jili. Habis Datuk, Tanjung Malim semua dia nak beli tanah. Mostly, Tanjung Malim, that area, not enough. Surprisingly, not enough that they are moved to the Selangor right now. So that the reason, another reason why in Proton Shah Alam take time to move from the Shah Alam to the Tanjung Malim regarding on the state development. So automotive in Malaysia should be in a two state, should be in Perak and Selangor. That's regarding the to agree something like logistic is something like that, commercially in Port Klang is something like that. So that's why automotive also near to Penang and Kedah kita ada something like that because of the supply chain is something like that. Okay. I want to share with one experience that we need to apply for right now for the digitalization. So dekat industri kita panggil ada Kaizen scheme. In Toyota kita kata satu idea RM2 dia bagi cash. You bagi idea ini RM2. So we have become another engagement recognized. Idea terbaik mingguan. Dapat lagi ni RM1,000. Idea terbaik monthly and yearly. Yearly tu dapat banglo atau kereta lah. Because we know that regarding of the voice of business, voice of employee, and voice of the process. So in order to make it there's some improvement, we need to listen about the voice of employee. Then of course, voice of customer, because we need to make it the product based on the customer spec. Okay, that's another challenge. Higher education is not the marketing purpose. We are not marketing. Ada tak Politeknik executive marketing? Tak ada kan? Universiti also tak ada. Universiti pun tak ada. But every day, kita tak ada student. Who the person to handle of the marketing? The answer is lecturer. That how the lecturer become a product, how the lecturer need to identify about the pricing, about the place, distribution, channels. So this is a part of the lecturer. So actually, 4 P's for higher education is lecturer. You should be agree. Kita yang tentukan harga kan? Kita yang tentukan nak pergi channel placement. We do a same like the promotion. We do a product for innovations. I think that little bit uniqueness for education, how that the lecturer, we need to blend together regarding of digitalization. Sekarang ni kan benda disebut digital, tanya ke pelajar, I believe that everyone talk about the digitals, it's about the online. Online business, online marketing, and something like online. So this become yang fantastic lah for me. Kerja lecturer dah mudah sekarang ni because of the digitalizations. No need to create coding a new thing, no need. We just need to apply. We have a lot of the technology. And then the most important thing, that's why we have very good speaker right now. So in the regarding on the industrial engagement, that's why me also, we need have very good practical engagement and collaboration with the industry supaya kita tak jadi shock sendiri. And something like the keyword. So I'm still learning. So that's why my first doctorate is engineering doctorate. The second one is about the financial economic. If you say that enough, not enough. A lot of things. When I go the finance persons, this is a very good logistic person. That's why I'm nervous. Kan? Dulu duduk saya Zainal kan, everything I want to mention, dia lagi tahu. Kan? So that's why. But for me, as the lecturer, that's why this is very short. That's why I think that this is a little bit that we can apply for the higher learning. First thing first is about that we don't mention about the lecturer innovator. We call that faculty innovator. So right now in institution we are the CEO that we call that faculty innovator. Second one is about the engagement. Engagement, actually we have 2 type engagement. First regarding engagement regarding on the resources. Percaya tak? Saya pun nak bagi satu fakta lah. Kita spend a lot of money about resources of academician. Australia lagi sikit pada kita. How that Australia can be utilized the resources rather than us, we spend a lot of money of resources. Ambil satu benda lah untuk lecturer kan. Journal. Every university pay a lot of money, million or something like, and about the access of the journal. And but about sharing, better sharing. UM lah. UPSI lah. Politeknik dah. So regarding of the redundant, we spend a lot of money buy something yang quite similar. We don't strategize, we don't align that. We should be focused. Politeknik beli apa? UPSI beli education. Later on, we make it sharing. So that another thing that we need some money, but we need to the engagement resources. Maksudnya, kita kena tanya orang industri lah. Macam mana industri buat reduce waste and costing. Kita tanya balik, how you spend a money? Hoi, hampa banyak duit. Kenapa buat macam ni? Something that the power of the engagements. The last one is that you all should be agree lah. Saya pun masalah ni juga sekarang ni. Our cabaran yang paling besar adalah continuous learning lah. Kan? Saya pun sama, kita dah habis ngaji, takat tu je. So that we need to have the continuous learning, because the most our challenge, how we need to develop our student, okay, first regarding the basic skills, and then to make it they are confident to engage with the industry. That the challenge lah. Kita ada network, but how the student? So how that the student give this opportunity like today to give them space to engage with the industry. I think that Politeknik go the right way lah. Okay, that I don't know. Later cakap macam ni lah. Minta maaf Datuk Seri. Dia akan jadi panjang. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nurul. Very interesting, yeah, about the idea of giving like Kaizen, like the Japanese or Toyota. You mentioned. Implement to our student, yeah, reward them to increase innovations and coming out with the good ideas, so that they are not, scared to give ideas and everything. Yes, I'm as a lecturer itself. We can see there is a very high challenge. We need to embrace this situation with a continuous learning approach. Yeah, it's true, Doctor. Okay, moving on to the next question. Datuk Sri, the question is for you. Nowadays, we are going towards emphasizing on the sustainable development goals, which in line with the digitalization's process requirement. Can you tell us more of the examples of sustainable practices that can be implemented in the logistic and supply chain industry? I know, and I did some reading that PKT have involved a lot in sustainable effort. For example, you have a green lighthouse in Shalom, right? And a few things. But maybe you can brief us more what actually has been done under the flag of digitalization process and sustainable.
Okay, hi. In 2008, PKT transformed ourselves. We asked ourselves a question: why does the MNC, multinational corporation, those in Batu Kawan, MNC, they give their logistics back to their own multinational logistics service provider? That means the people like DHL, Schenker, Sivan, not Malaysian logistics company. None of us can handle their business. They will give back to their own people. Okay. So they come to Malaysia, they invest in Malaysia, then they bring in their logistics company and they also pass the service to them and so forth. Then, to us, no localization. So we thought, what's wrong? Why are they not interested in using Malaysian logistics company? We did a SWOT analysis and we found out that first, Malaysian are not, we don't keep to our word. We don't speak their language. When they say you deliver just in time 11 a.m., we deliver 1 p.m., 2 hours later. Then we give them excuses, traffic jam. Other than that, tire burst lah. Actually, or a lot of excuses. Actually, he was having teh tarik on the side of the road. So that is the kind of attitude that we have. So just in time is what they want, and they are doing the production. If you deliver late, there will be downtime. Then they will charge you penalty for downtime. So there's an issue on this. What do you call that? Malaysian style. So the SWOT analysis, including one thing they say is environmental. So actually domestic logistics providers don't care about environmental. Correct? Because why? When they build a warehouse, they buy 100,000 square feet land. They will build 100,000 square feet warehouse. No place for a tree. Because a tree don't make money, ma. So typical Chinaman thinking, 100,000 means maximize to the max. So whereas for the MNC, they come from Europe. Environmental is very important. The carbon emissions, and then what you need forests, you need trees and whatnot. All this kind of terminology is very important to them. Another one is talking about CSR. Nobody cares about the environment surrounding them and whatnot. The people, social responsibility, not. So that's back in 2008, we discovered that in order for us to do the business with the MNC, we need to embrace this kind of things like the sustainable development, which is environmental. So we start building green warehouse. We came up with a term, we're going to build green warehouse, starting small scale and then become larger and larger. And we built a GBI gold standard lighthouse in Shah Alam, and we get a Malaysian Book of Record for that as well. And the one in Padukawan now, the 12 Wave, is also a green warehouse. And the Ship Campus is also another green building as well. So all the way we build green things, and then we come up with a green lung. Like for example, in Shah Alam, we have pineapple plantation surrounding us. We do something very unusual. Because I don't like to do these things that spend money. Because we like to do things that can actually generate income for us at the same time. So pineapple plantation to the Kwailo, the MNC guys, they see, wow, this is very beautiful, very, you have a green lung, in your office. You have a pineapple plantation. Can you imagine you go to a logistics company, they'll bring you to the pineapple plantation to pluck a pineapple and bring it home. That is so cool, right? So, but then the pineapple make money for me, ma. So that is my landscape, but also there is also cash cow to us. So now in the Batu Kawan, we built the 12 Wave with the Japanese garden. 3.5 million I spent on the Japanese garden. That impressed a lot of people, and we won the FIAPSI World Award for the industrial building. So that put us in the world map. So world-class logistics company. World-class doesn't mean only your service. World-class, also the perception needs to change in terms of the outlook of our warehouses. So if you go to the 12 Wave, you will see a service area where we allow people to come in and makan, Then the Japanese garden to take a walk and whatnot. So that brings us very green. So then that wakes up the MNC. So they passed by our building, they saw the building and say, people like Jabil is the first one to make the move on us. Such a big building, they thought it's an airport hangar or something like that. But then came and then Jabil made a decision to use us because they saw we have a campus, means we are preparing the future talents, okay? And then we also have a green warehouse and also a green lung, which is a Japanese garden. They say, you guys are very sustainable. Everything is in totality. The students study and then work here, all these things. So therefore, they award us the project for them. So then when Jabil came and others say, if Jabil can give to them and they can survive doing Jabil business, then he can do any MNC business as well. So moving towards sustainability was the strategy for logistics company, for us as we know that the branding is no longer talking about what is your track record. The branding is talking about how sustainable you are, how green you are. And then we create a lot of CSR program. We create this ABIB program, Anak Belajar Ibu Bekerja. So we allow housewives to come back to work by giving them flexi working time. They can come in, they send the children 7:30 in the morning to school. They come at 8:30. They finish at 12:30, pick up the children and stay at home. And another batch of housewives will come at 1:30, finish at 5:30 and whatnot. So when the visitor, the MNC guys, because they try to do social responsibility all the time, they also feel bad, when I come to Malaysia, I just enjoy making profit and bring my profit back to their country. Now they think I have to do something for the country. So then they found us. And we have housewife working in the warehouse. We have even PSP student is also now working in the 12 Wave in Batu Kawan under JBSB, Jom Bekerja Sambil Belajar program. So these are all sustainable. It didn't cost me a single cent to come up with this program, but it became an award-winning program. McDonald's has given us award for the ABIT program because we're also doing for McDonald's. And ABIT program has been award-winning. JBSB, we also got for Smart Trucker program. We allow graduate to become a truck drivers, especially for family operations, because it's more cool, the branding. Okay, so we have this sustainable program, and then the MNC customers saw us very unusual. So in terms of business strategy, there are so many logistics companies in Malaysia, all of them. None of them do anything for CSR. None of them cares about green warehouse. But here, this is company that build green warehouses and have a lot of sustainable CSR program. So the MNC automatically chose us. Don't worry, you don't know how to do, I will teach you. Just like Tesla. So when we were securing Tesla project, we also thinking, hey, Tesla is such a big company, you know, what should we do? How to impress them? So we decided to impress them with our CSR program, our corporate social responsibility, how sustainable we are. So United Nations had came out with this United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 goals that we need to do in order for us to save the earth. Okay, save the earth and save the mankind. All right. So then now, corporate company have to report it under ESG, environmental, social, and governance. That become a very important factor already. Now, this is to me the new ISO. Last time, in order to do business with a multinational company, we must have ISO, international standards, certified by their people. British standards or German standard and all these different standard certification we have in order to do business with them. Now, in order to do business with the MNC, we need to have ESG. Okay, because why? They are pushing for this sustainability agenda. We need to be sustainable. Okay, environmental sustainability in terms of, they are actually picked up from also the United Nations 17 goals. So some are talking about green warehouse, so like natural lighting, natural ventilation, water harvesting. So we harvest the rainwater and we use the rainwater as well. Okay, so that is how we are moving towards a direction to become net zero carbon emission in the goal for our company as well. Because United Nations is talking about by the year not United Nations, in the Europe country, we are talking about ESG goal year 2050. So then other countries are all very fast moving towards this direction. So now we need to do a lot of things. For example, invest into solar panel. So instead of using electricity, we need to convert our electricity into clean energy. Okay, so this is the sustainability. They are looking at sustainable. How can you sustain? Because we cannot continue to use the government provided energy, because over 30% are using coal. You know coal, right? When you burn the coal, you get carbon emission into the environment. So that is bad for them. Then the other one they are using is gas. Gas also come up with CO2, you know. So bad for the environment. So when we use our electricity, that means it's no good. We need to use a solar energy, which is called clean energy. So in the Peninsula of Malaysia, for your information, when I was doing this carbon count, when we do our carbon count, means how many carbon we emit into the environment for our warehouse, we use electricity. So our electricity cause carbon emission, because the scope number 3 is the factory, the generator that make the electricity are actually emitting carbon dioxide. So if we use the electricity, it's actually bad for the environment. So we need to generate clean energy, which is using solar energy. So in Malaysia, we cannot use ourselves, the solar, because we only use the electricity only at night to switch on the light. Daytime, we are not switching on the light, unless we are doing cold chain. So we need the aircon, warehouse and whatnot, we need the electricity. So we can do the net metering, meaning whatever we use, we also sell the solar energy back to the government. We can net off to achieve a net zero carbon emission agenda as well. So every MNC now give us a love letter lah. Because we are dealing in Batu Kawan ma, so all of them are multinational corporation, all from US, Europe lah. All this in their country, the agenda is so important that if I want to do business with them, I need to embrace ESG. I need to do it. All right. So environmental, social, and governance. So I need to make a report. How much is our carbon emission in our company? So and what is a sustainability? What is a social agenda have you done for the society and whatnot lah? So that become a part of the business now. Earlier on in 2008, it was our business strategy to move towards the direction being a socially responsible company, building the company. Then after that, now government have make it compulsory. If you see all the budget, they keep on mentioning ESG, ESG, ESG to all the corporate company. You need to do it. So a lot of SME are panicked because they do not know what's going to happen. So they do not know that if they don't embrace ESG, first of all, they don't even understand what is ESG. All right, they need to learn what is ESG. Then, if they don't do anything about it, they're going to lose the business with the MNC. They cannot use you. So it's like the new ISO already, ESG. So in terms of the government picture, Malaysia government had to sign that we are pledged to embrace ESG, because why? If we don't sign that, the businesses will stop coming to Malaysia already. The foreigner will not invest into Malaysia because you are not pledging to save the earth. They want us to pledge to save the earth. Then the government tell all the businesses, you need to embrace ESG, so you need to do the reporting. So the most clear reporting in terms of figure is carbon emission. They want us to stop the carbon emission into the government. So in PKT, we need to embrace that. So meaning we have to build solar panel on all our roof to generate clean energy. All our employee cars, stage by stage, 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, convert to electric vehicles. All right, convert to electric vehicles. Again, I told them, by just converting, say now, today, everyone is driving to work. So I have 800 vehicles from the employee in the 12-way there, because I have 800 employees, all right? So how am I going to convert everyone to electric vehicles and having 800 charging station? It's a problem as well. So we also implement Lean first. Lean means we want them to carpool. We need to do carpooling first. So that is a strategy we put in place in order to reduce that. We say if you carpool to work, every passenger inside the carpool will get a meal voucher worth 5 ringgit. So then you talk to your colleague, okay, tomorrow you come and pick me up. Then 4 of us come to the office. Now from 800, we need to reduce that to 200. Then I can have charging station, electric charger for them to charge their car batteries if I convert everyone into electric vehicles. So this is the stage that we are going through to show to our customers how serious we are in order to reduce the carbon emission. They have not even gone to the talk about social side. They don't care about social side at the moment. Social side is for us to get business. When they see our ABIP program, our JBSB program, our own education arm, our skills center, and all these things, they say, that's it. You guys are very sustainable. You create the whole ecosystem yourself. That is great already. But in terms of carbon emission, they want us to submit yearly that we are reducing the carbon emission every year. So this is what is going to happen in our country. So if you don't have ESG, you don't have MSG. Now, MSG is not monosodium glutamate. MSG is multinational sales and growth for your company. So that is what I say. And if you don't practice, before you do all these things, you need to practice Lean. Lean means reduce the numbers first, Lean. So if you don't have lean, you need to practice lean before mean. Mean means managing your environmental agenda needs. Okay, so this is becoming very important. Sustainability is everything now. Of course, in terms of digitalization, there's no more paperwork already. We don't use paper already. It's everything digital already. Scan, digital, sharing file. There's no more big stack of file in our company. All are paper printed. Keep this copy and whatnot. Actually, we never use them. So we all digitalize everything already. Even internal process, PO and all these things, all already digitalized. Our working procedure all changed already, all become digitalized. Even our truck drivers no longer give you a document for you to sign. Right? Last time used to be, I do a delivery, please sign, right? Write your IC number, sign. No more already. It's all using a camera, snap a picture, and send. I already deliver. So this is called digitalization. So that in terms of ESG is very important. We are all trying to figure out, because SME is the one that is, because in Security Commission under public listed, already they train them to make reporting for ESG. But SME, the supplier to the first tier, do not know what is ESG all about. So I told them, no ESG, no MSG. You cannot get sales anymore. So that is the challenge that we are facing. Yep.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sri. Yeah, it's true. PKT is always ahead of time. Okay, and I know that based from what I've read inside your website, you have practiced sustainability quite some time before others are doing right now. In fact, yes, before we even know the term of SDG. Okay, in fact, in our education also, while we are applying the FGRS, the Fundamental Grant Scheme, now also they're emphasizing us on doing something related to SDG. Okay, so next, the question will be addressed to Dr. Nurul Fadli. Doctor, how about the academic world? What do you think the educators can do to give the awareness to the student about the sustainable development goals that utilize the digitalization process?
For educators or educations, once we mention about SDG 17, SDG for higher education, we are actually number 4. Betul Number 4. So quality educations. Regarding on the sustainability, we have triple bottom line: economic, environmentals, and socials. Regarding UNESCO, and based on the 3 pillars, we actually quality education in the social side. So that's why regarding on the engagement and collaboration, professional collaborations, we need to continue with the industry. Why? Because economics and environmental is part of the very serious from industries. And education from social. I get that to 3 points. We are look forward on the environmentals and economic side, but somehow we something like we are missing out of about socials. That's why industry know that we need some social engagement from universities. So we need do some homework. What type of the socials, and for the Politeknik, all the, not from the local, from the Malaysians, from the international, kenapa dia nak main Politeknik Seberang Perai ni? What the social part you can give to us, to the industry, to collapse? Because we are actually, we have good knowledge in terms of economic and environmental, but we are not manufacturer, we are not logistic, we are not 100% the practices. It's good thing about the Politeknik because all the lecturers have their previous experience in the industries. That now should be in UPSI also. I get some little bit point. Maybe UPSI pun dapat idea from Datuk. UPSI right now everything about solar. They go to the parking semua nak buat solar dah. So because we have there in the TVET. So nowadays we are moved already. Pokok-pokok biasa tu kan. Jadi pokok-pokok ada hasil lah. So kata ini Datuk bagi idea kat opsi ni. Something like that. So actually this has become the fully utilized. Okay, back the question on the higher education. When we talk about the higher education regarding about digitalization, we have the 3 segmentations. First is about the early childhood care and education. Lepas ni pun dia panggil Datuk juga untuk awal kanak-kanak. So think about the supply chain, logistic and digitalizations. Kan anak-anak kita pun kadang umur setahun dah pegang tab kan. Okay, now we go to the primary and the secondary also. Okay, this part of the lecture. So first about our digitalization, about our pedagogy. Pedagogical resources. Second one, to engage with the student, we need to have the what we call that activity with the classroom activities. What type of a digitalization we need to use. The last one is regarding on the we have pedagogy. Okay, nowadays every lecturer talk about innovation, multimedia. We need to blend the multimedia regarding on the modules. You have the guidelines, something like that. So this part, once we talk about the SDG, because we know that education is become the socials, so all the lecturer which is we need to improve these 3 lah: pedagogy, classroom activity, and multimedia. Okay, that's. I just to make it short on these parts, because since I joined UPSI 2006, the reason I'm joined the UPSI because of about the Perai economic. Kita UPSI buka tingkap proton, apa dia opsi buat? That the reason. We are bring you from the Produa. Actually, 2 guy from the Produa join UPSI. Kalau you ingat tahun tu tahun tu membawa orang industri dalam akademia. We call that. Ya. 2014-15 lah. Tapi yang saya dapat tu yang first phase 2006 already.
Education blueprint.
Yeah, right. Okay, I get one point about the blueprint. This is a serious part. Kita kena mulakan untuk digitalizations for sustainability. Kalau worldwide tengok, dia start mana-mana? Early childhood. Early childhood. You percaya tak? Early childhood tak ada blueprint. No blueprint. Dekat Malaysia, kita cuma ada jabatan OKU sahaja. Okay. So, surprisingly, Datuk. So, we meet the director of they explain. So, we don't have this one. We don't have the blueprint. We don't have this. So, kalau kita ada anak yang autism, dyslexia kan, kita tak ada specific school pun. Kalau orang kat kampung, macam mana nak hantar anak dia? That the first indicator, MSC Corporation, we looking, when we invest to the Malaysia, they looking this one. Because the social part. So I believe that jugalah Batu Kawan boleh replace Cyberjaya lah. Because Cyberjaya we know that Cyberjaya become a multinational area. Why? The company move somewhere. Yeah, I know that about FDI, something like that. But we need to looking for. So that interesting, Datuk, for when you mention about the Batu Kawan. So I always mention, this is the next.
It's already the Silicon Valley of the East.
Yeah. Okay, so my point is something like that. I know that in our academic, everything, you want to apply the research innovation or research grant, everyone talk about the SDG. So we are actually the number 4 for quality educations. We straight away for the social. If you want to get a lot of the research grant, you want to go the innovation, we start to think, what's the big giant company we can cooperate to us because we have powerful on part of the social. Tak payahlah, dia orang ada kilang, takkan kita nak buat kilang juga. So dia generate money. So we are actually generate money, but we are actually service provider. So because the question is about the sustainable, we straight away focus on the social pillar. Because this is what is very interesting. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Yeah, all of us are talking about SDG, and as we all know, digitalization is a part of SDG. Yeah, before this, we always emphasize on documentation. I believe we emphasize on ISO and ISO 100, ISO about the 300, okay. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not so familiar. I forgot about the ISO. But what I can say is last time previously, a lot of manufacturing are concentrating or focus on documentation side. And I think approaching about on a sustainable is a very, how do you say, competitive advantage to a company like PKT, which I think, for my opinion, is like thinking outside of the box on how to strategize your business in the perspective of the environment, sustainability. Okay, so last question, Dato', Dato' Sri. In your opinion, what are the main benefits of adopting digitalization in the supply chain industry? I know before this you have already mentioned that you actually have a win-win situation whereby you manage to have the trust to gain contract from the MSC, and then we also give back to the nature, and also you gain a lot of things in terms of business trust and benefits from the society. But what are you? Can you tell me the main benefits that by adopting the digitalization in the supply chain industry?
Yeah. At the beginning stage, I think when you adopt digitalization, is a differentiation of product. If a logistics company does that and the logistics company don't do that, then the customer will choose the one that adopt digitalization. But digitalization is something that you spend the investment, but you cannot get the return immediately. That you cannot equate that to, if I get the business from, say, Lum Research or whatever, then I invest in digitalization, I want to know the return immediately. Cannot. Because digitalization is part of the change in the total process of the way you are working. So the benefit, as far as entrepreneur is concerned, I'm a businessman. So I make decision every day whether to do digitalization or not. I'm looking at it in terms of long-term strategy. It cannot be short-term. Long-term strategy in terms of improving efficiency. Definitely, efficiency is the key word to this digitalization. And also improving our productivity. That is like coming to the next one, which is also tasks that improve our profits as well. Because why? Without digitalization, those days, I mean, we have a lot of cases, staff making error, delivering the wrong product to the client, okay, because manually checking on the product and all these things, we put a product in a long location, and then after that we pick it up from another location, another product. The product is more expensive. When you deliver to the other client, the client will keep their mouth shut, because why? This product costs 10,000 ringgit. The product I order is only 1,000 ringgit. He won't tell you. All right, so we lost a lot of money from human error. So because of digitalization, that allows us to becoming more and more accurate in our planning and how we execute our picking and then the delivery to the client as well. Of course, the client now very happy they can see us digitally online, just like the Fruit Panda arriving on time. They can do their planning better. So that also expanded, increased our business as well. So digitalization is part of the Industrial 4.0. So if you don't embrace it, you are the caveman. You become caveman, right? If somebody who don't use apps and digitalization, you are really unusual. If you don't have a smartphone, it's really, really unusual. If you never buy an online product, it's also very unusual. Yeah, so now become a norm already. Okay, so efficiency, human being become so efficient that we are now, I actually do not believe that yesterday my jacket smelled. Okay, so I just say that if only I can get a freebies, they panggil freebies, itu freebies, right? So the hotel people, freebies, Fabrics, okay lah, Fabrics lah. So the hotel people say, Dato', I order for you. You mean you go to the market and pick up? No, I just do it online. It will deliver to you within 2 hours. Oh my God, you can do that now. I'm also discovering every day the benefit and the fun thing, the amazing thing with digitalization. So I think it's tremendous benefit. Thank you.
Yes, I agree with you, Dato'. Even in academic world, when last time during the PKP, we have to do classes online. Students actually have to use the like Google Classroom or Teams, Microsoft Teams, yeah. And if they did not submit, all submissions we are doing it online, and they can actually can't actually lie to us, say, oh, we already submit, you lost my assignment. But now everything is being digitalized. Well, we have proof. You don't submit, meaning that there's no digital prints there, meaning that you did not submit. So you cannot tell a lie. Okay, and what time you come into the class also, we can actually make it as evidence. Yeah. So yes, we cannot run away from digitalization. In fact, in Penang, a lot of digitalization happens around us. Even the parking system, okay, we have to download the Penang apps parking system, okay, and in KL we have to use even the parking system when we upon exiting, we have to pay using debit card, and a lot of other things are using digitalization, and we cannot run away from that. Okay, and back to the question, maybe Dr. Nurul would like to add on to some of the points that Dato' said just now.
Okay, because of, I'm not sure that how that some, such as Politeknik, boleh panggil saya datang sini. Okay. Tapi previously saya akan tanya kat semua tempat. Oh, kenapa you datang kat sini? How you find me? They find me because of the article journals. Most of them. So we as the lecturer right now, so one part become the opportunity to be the referral person on the digitalization. You need to write the article journals. Okay? So we, the industry, should be then know that we have something. Because you are lecturer, so regarding on the publication, this is a part of the senjata kita lah. Okay? So, for example lah, Dr. Aziz pun ada kat situ. So, diorang panggil saya bukan Fazli, salah nama. Nurul Fazlin. Sebab because everyone know about me, about Lin. Semua tanya jumpa saya pasal Lin saja. And so, I have very good engagement with MPC. Dia ada je pasal Lin, saya panggil saya lah. Sirim ke. So, nowadays, this is good thing for me. So, JUPEM, Juruko Pemetaan Malaysia. So, I have the contract 2 years. Daripada grade 41 sampai JUSA melinkan dia orang. This is very surprisingly. I think logistic we need to engage with the JUPEM. So actually, it's about the land. Nak juruko tanah, potential tanah and everything. All the data, real-time data is from the JUPEM. I see the data. Wow. I see the data. But they know how to use the data. Dia tak tahu nak gunakan data. Ambil data bayar RM10. You compare with the Singapore, for example, you compare the other countries. So this is because if you have the project, you should know the risk about the project, about the land, about the transportation, and something like that. JUPEM have the data. That the thing that's why I have one research. The call is Leanpreneur. If you try to find the kamus, tak ada perkataan itu. Leanpreneur, no found that. So what? Because from the Lean, philosophy Lean, because you want to reduce the waste. It's about the costing kan. So everyone talk about sales. Kalau sales banyak, waste banyak, kecil juga. So we need to reduce the waste. Okay, we talk about the digitalizations. Okay, we believe that this will become continuous. Kan? You beli handphone mahal pun, besok dia tukar software, habis hardware. Okay, so we need to keep quick, little bit, go and go. For the supply chain. Saya tadi Datuk cakap 2 jam kan. Saya kira sekarang kalau nak beli barang 10 minit sampai dah. Because kan bukan it's about food kan. Yang Grab sekarang dah boleh hantar apa-apa pun kan. Kan nak beli bawang, alamak tertinggal bawang. My wife kata beli satu barang je. Terlupa beli you can order through Grab. Walaupun bawang. Saya bukan Fabris lah, saya selalu tertinggal orang rumah lah. Dia suruh beli satu barang je, kita keluar minum, sad, ya. Tapi barang tu juga kita lupa. The way is become of the digitalization. Okay, this part of, because this is my area, it's about the Lean. I just wait about the Politeknik. I think around the 10 years, it's about the Lean unit in Politeknik. Universiti lain tak ada tau, tak buat apa lagi. So my question is, why you not apply to the government agencies? Saya tertanya, saya pergi koperasi, tak ada ke orang poli datang? Saya the fellow of the Institute Koperasi Malaysia regarding all the cost reduction. Saya pergi jumpa, dalam kepala saya fikir, ni kerja poli. That the thing is, how to show in the government agency, you have the expertise. I'm not the real expertise because I just write a publications about lean and lean. All about lean. Lean healthcare, lean construction, lean manufacturing, lean production, lean education. All about lean. All my student, the topic is about lean. Fikirlah apa, lean biotech ke, lean logistic, something like that. Because I just publish. This is because actually little bit, we actually same world actually, but we become very good in terms of service provider. So article right now is one of the very good. And I think you are mentioned is Datuk Shata, our VC, every morning about the culture, share is something like share. How that we share the information is something like, I don't know how, maybe lepas ni Politeknik tulis artikel share kat Datuk lah about the logistic. That very become a good culture. So I hope so, in order to achieve about the logistics, supply chain, social science, on digitalization, is something like you cannot be missing about good cultures. That thing that I can be conclude that for this one. So I hope so for the opportunity. So a lot of the research, innovations, engagement, consultations, something like that. Not just only for the KPT side. KPT kan bagi research grant kan. We not only depending on the KPT, but you also can get for the government agency. Government agency, we have the consultant. We call that consultant. You tak dapat research grant, you dapat consultant for research. Okay. From the industry also, nowadays we talk about the tax actually. So I think that you have Datuk Sri also get some information. So if you have little bit project or something or research, so the company can be reduced a single tax and double tax. Now we call that double tax. So if you have very good networking with the industry, they spend annually tax, so they become reduce the double tax, just give us a research grant. So kenapa harapkan KPT saja? So you boleh dapat research grant through the industry. Industri pun saya tanya kawan saya, because my friend, very close friend, is the auditor company. So they have the client, most of them, dia kena bayar cukai. Dia tak tahu pun bahawa dia bagi research grant to university, boleh tolak double tax. That thing is how that we can get the opportunity, because I know that belief, tadi saya dengar 21 company you want to sign tabik spring tau. Sama macam college vocational. Kita orang kat overseas sign dua paling banyak pun 2 institution je. You all buat berjemaah. 21, 21st. That's I think that we are university, we need to learn from. Saya cakap my boss, dekat college vocational, kita sign MOU, ke LOI, I'm not sure, LOI atau MOU, serve bagi air sirap dengan mi kari je. Air sirap, mi kari, duduk kat stage, 20 rounds company, we sign the MOU or LOI. From us to the industry, we spend, the agenda kan, satu company. So nowadays, we talk about digitalization, we talk about reduce cost, nowadays we increase the cost. Sebab event management usually become a cost. And saya terfikir sekarang, macam mana nak buat LOI dan MOU through digital. That another new things lah. Okay, alright, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Fadli. Thank you very much for the interesting view. So time now is already 10:30. So do we have time for a question? Do we have any question from the floor? I guess one question? No. A lot have been covered through our session just now, so I guess everyone was clear about the topic that we are discussing today. So in conclusion, the theme, Logistics and Supply Chain in the Era of Digitalization and its Sustainability, explores how the adoptions of digital technologies has transformed the logistics and supply chain industry, leading to improved efficiency, visibility, and collaboration. Furthermore, it examines how companies are integrating sustainability practices into their supply chain operations to reduce their environmental impact and contribute to a more sustainable future. Hopefully, the conference will provide us more insight on digitalization and sustainability at areas in logistics and social sciences field that we can seek for improvement. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our next agenda is the presentations of souvenirs to the distinguished guests. Therefore, I would like to invite Mr. Muhammad Najib bin Haji Talibin to accompany PSP Director Puan Haja Rosliza binti Datuk Syahri to come to the stage to kindly present a memento to the distinguished guests. Please welcome. Please welcome Datuk Seri Dr. Michael Teo, the Group Chief Executive and Managing Director of PKT Logistic Group, to the stage to receive a token of appreciation from the committee. Thank you, Datuk Sri. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Nurul bin Habidin, Senior Lecturer from Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris, UPSI, to receive a token of appreciation from the committee. Thank you, Dr. Nurul, and thank you to Encik Muhammad Najib and Puan Haja Rosliza for the presentation of souvenirs just now. Ladies and gentlemen, as the saying goes, to every beginning, there is an ending. This marked the end of the keynote session of CTVETriLS 23. But before we end, I would like to remind the presenters and participants are invited for the parallel session of the conference, which will begin at 11 a.m. at Commerce Department building. With that also, I would like to invite once again, Mr. Muhammad Najib bin Haji Talibin to accompany PSP Director Puan Haja Rosliza binti Datuk Syahri to lead the distinguished guests, Datuk Seri Dr. Michael Teo and Dr. Nurul Fadli, to UIDM for a light refreshment. Okay, for the audience, I would like the participants and the audience to scan the barcode, the QR code, the QR code that is displayed at front here for your attendance. Yeah, you need to scan the QR code for attendance. Okay, for the photo session, maybe please, panel of judges, Dr. Baha, Dr. Azlina, Dr. Noor, dan Dr. jemput untuk bergambar bersama-sama Datuk. Maybe we, thank you. Terima kasih. Or maybe we can have one more picture dengan committee. Nak ke? Yeah. Okay, thank you. So once again, thank you everyone for gracing our keynote session with your presence. On behalf of the organizing committees, I would like to apologize if we have done any mistake throughout the event. I end my duty as your master of ceremony for today's event with wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.